Lying is one of the oldest behaviors in human history, yet it remains one of the least understood. People lie every day, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unconsciously, and often for reasons they don't fully understand themselves. To understand why people lie, we must go far beneath the surface, into the layers of fear, desire, insecurity, survival, self-protection, and emotional wounds that shape the human mind. Most people think lying is simply an act of deception, but psychology shows something much deeper. Lying is often a mirror, revealing things a person cannot say, cannot face, or cannot process. Behind every lie there is a motivation, and behind every motivation, there is a story. The truth is that lying is rarely about the lie itself. It is about what the person is trying to protect. Some people lie to avoid consequences. This is the most common and most obvious reason. From childhood, the human brain learns that telling the truth sometimes leads to punishment, disappointment, or rejection. A child who spills juice on the floor and gets yelled at learns very quickly that truth equals pain. And that child carries that learning into adulthood. When faced with potential judgment or negative feedback, the brain activates a defensive reaction. Lie, protect yourself, avoid the threat. Other people lie to gain approval. Human beings are social creatures who crave belonging and acceptance. When someone feels that who they truly are is not enough, lying becomes a tool to create a more likable version of themselves. People exaggerate accomplishments, minimize their flaws, and reshape their identities in subtle ways because they fear that the real version of themselves would lead to rejection. This kind of lying does not come from malice. It comes from insecurity. It comes from the belief that one's truth is unworthy of love. For some people, lying becomes a shield. They use it to protect their emotional world from being exposed. People who have been hurt deeply or betrayed often develop a pattern of carefully controlling what others know about them. By hiding their vulnerabilities, they believe they are preventing future harm. A lie becomes a way to build emotional walls when trust has been damaged. Many lies are born from fear, the fear of conflict, fear of judgment, fear of losing someone important. When the mind senses a threat to stability, it chooses the path that feels safer. If telling the truth might lead to a fight, some people lie to maintain peace, even if that peace is fragile and temporary. The paradox is that lying to protect a relationship often damages it more deeply than the truth ever could. But in the moment, fear makes the lie feel like the better option. There are also lies driven by shame. Shame is one of the most powerful emotions in psychology. It tells a person that they are flawed at their core, not just that they made a mistake, but that they are the mistake. Shame whispers, if they see the real you, they will leave. To escape this unbearable feeling, people hide the parts of themselves they consider unlovable. Shame-based lies are often the ones that weigh the heaviest on the liar, because they know the truth they are hiding is tied directly to their sense of self-worth. Another reason people lie is the desire to control how others perceive them. This is especially common among individuals who feel powerless in their lives. By shaping a narrative, they regain a sense of control. A lie can become a way to rewrite reality, to make life appear more manageable, more impressive, or less painful. In psychological terms, this is a coping mechanism, an attempt to regulate emotions and preserve the self-image. Some lies are unintentional. Human memory is not a perfect recording. It is a reconstruction. People often misremember events, fill gaps in their memory with assumptions, or distort the truth without realizing it. These lies are not driven by manipulation, but by the brain's natural tendency to create coherent stories. In these cases, the person truly believes what they are saying, even if it is inaccurate. People also lie to avoid hurting others. This is the lie told out of compassion, or at least what the liar believes is compassion. When someone thinks the truth will cause pain, they may choose to soften it, bend it, or hide it entirely. They tell themselves they are protecting the other person, though sometimes they are also protecting themselves from witnessing the emotional response that honesty might provoke. These lies often come from a place of care, but they still create distance and misunderstanding. In relationships, lying is often tied to unmet emotional needs. When someone lies about their feelings, desires, or actions, it is usually because they fear the reaction they might receive if they reveal the truth. Lies about fidelity, attraction, dissatisfaction, or personal struggles are often rooted in emotional disconnection. The person lies to avoid conflict, to maintain harmony, or to postpone dealing with issues they do not feel ready to face. But every lie becomes a crack in the relationship's foundation, small at first, but capable of growing into a fracture that cannot be repaired. Some lies come from people who struggle with impulse control. This is seen in individuals with certain personality patterns, such as narcissistic or antisocial traits. These individuals may lie effortlessly and frequently, not out of fear or insecurity, but because lying helps them gain advantage or avoid accountability. These are the more damaging lies, the ones used to manipulate, exploit, or dominate. While not everyone who lies has these traits, individuals who lie habitually and strategically often do so from a place of emotional detachment and lack of empathy. However, it is important to understand that not all lies are equal. Some are small, everyday lies that grease the wheels of social interaction. People say they are fine when they are not. They compliment things they do not like. They pretend to agree to avoid conflict. These lies are part of social harmony, though they still show how difficult complete honesty can be. One of the most fascinating psychological insights about lying is that people often lie to themselves before they lie to others. Self-deception is one of the mind's most powerful defense mechanisms. When the truth feels too painful, too heavy, or too disruptive, the mind rewrites it. Someone convinces themselves a relationship is healthy when it is not. They tell themselves they are happy when they are hurting. They pretend they have moved on when they are still grieving. Self-lies create temporary comfort, but they also trap a person in illusions that prevent real growth. When people are asked why they lie, they rarely point to malice. More often, they say they were scared, ashamed, insecure, pressured, overwhelmed, or trying to protect someone. This does not excuse lying, but it explains the emotional context behind it. Understanding why a person lies allows us to address the root issue, rather than only reacting to the behavior. The deeper truth is that lying reveals unmet needs. The need for acceptance, the need for safety, the need for control, the need for love, the need to avoid pain. When those needs are not met, lying becomes a shortcut to emotional survival. Psychologists also highlight the connection between lying and self-image. People want to be seen in a certain way: strong, competent, kind, loyal, successful. When reality does not match that image, they feel pressure to close the gap with a lie. They lie not because they want to deceive others, but because they are trying to protect the version of themselves they wish they could be. There is also a biological component. The brain is wired to avoid threats, whether physical or emotional. When honesty feels like a threat, the brain pushes the body into defense mode. Heart rate increases. Stress hormones rise. The mind seeks escape. A lie becomes the quickest exit from discomfort. People lie because telling the truth is risky. Honesty requires vulnerability. Vulnerability requires courage. And courage requires emotional safety, something many people never received growing up. Without a foundation of trust and security, honesty feels dangerous. Lying, then, is not just a behavior. It is a psychological response, a survival strategy, a coping mechanism, a reflection of internal conflict. Understanding why people lie does not mean we should accept or tolerate deception, but it helps us see the human behind the behavior. It allows us to recognize that lies often come from pain, fear, or emotional immaturity. The more we understand the psychology of lying, the more we can foster environments where honesty feels safe, where people are not punished for mistakes, where vulnerability is valued, where emotional expression is met with compassion instead of judgment. People lie less when they feel secure. They lie less when they feel understood. They lie less when they trust that the truth will not destroy the connection they have with someone. The solution to lying is not punishment. It is self-awareness. It is emotional maturity. It is learning to sit with discomfort. It is creating relationships and communities where truth is welcomed instead of feared. Lying will always exist, but understanding it gives us the power to break the cycle. Behind every lie, there is a human being trying to survive something. When we address that deeper layer, honesty becomes possible.